Today, we'll be talking about why this movie will not make $3 billion. So, you have all these claims, mostly by three fandoms. Okay, the Arita fandom, okay, which most of them are still begging for a sequel. I can make a video why an Arita sequel won't be made anytime soon, and it's simply because the movie doesn't really, outside of China, the movie, really needs to grow its popularity outside of China and with the more casual audiences. But I know the fan that they don't want to hear that, so yeah. But this movie, Avatar: The Way of the Water or Avatar 2, is not gonna make $3 billion. Okay, they're not gonna capture lightning in a bottle twice with this movie. Okay, and I'll go over the reason why. Okay, but if you go to a store, okay, I bet now you'll find Avatar toys and Avatar merchandise because they're trying to promote this movie. But if you go to a store during even like last year, 2020, 2019, basically anything, any year past like 2012, 2014, you won't see anything related to Avatar. Okay, despite this movie being the highest grossing movie of all time, and yeah, it still is because they released in China and it made like $60 million in China, which would be Endgame using Chinese money. Which basically means if you exclude China, Avatar would still be the highest grossing movie because Endgame made $600 million in China. But you know, we'll be going over the two reasons. One is Hollywood and China are very angry at each other right now. That's why Doctor Strange has not passed $1 billion yet. If it released in China, we will have been a full $1 billion hit. Spider-Man No Way Home will have passed $2 billion. Black Widow will have passed $500 million worldwide at the box office. Shang-Chi will probably made $700 million worldwide, and Eternals will still probably been banned in China. But and then it goes to other movies like the Batman will probably made like 900, 800, and $900 million and stuff like that. But China and Hollywood are at a very angry point. China does not want to watch anything to do with Hollywood movies. Okay, and people say, but it's COVID. That's the reason why. Okay, no, it has been for the past year. China has been boycotting Hollywood. Okay, and promoting their own movies. Okay, as well as instead of Hollywood, which they're basically just rejecting Hollywood as a whole. So the one country that probably could make this movie make $3 billion may not even sell that well in China because of course it's a Hollywood movie and China's not like Hollywood at this current moment. Okay, the Batman didn't really do too well in China, and you go say, but there was a small COVID wave in China. Well, they had like 800, 900 million, like 1 million new cases and but that COVID wave is basically just diminished as well. Okay, and they'll probably lift the lockdown soon once everything is gone in a month. That means Avatar 2 and December. Okay, which we all know December. The only countries that really are worried about COVID are really like authoritarian states that want to lock down the economy. Okay, two, we have of course the economic problems. Okay, we're most likely heading into a great recession or even a new Great Depression. Okay, let's look at the gas prices in even like here, it's like $5 per gas tank. Okay, watching Avatar 2 is not a necessity. Okay, Avatar fanboys say, but it is a necessity. And another thing is the first film had this strange phenomenon that some movies have. Well, they didn't want to leave the movies. Okay, Endgame had the similar thing. Spider-Man, that's how they get so much money. And but really over time, Avatar became one of the more forgotten, became the biggest failure of all time. Okay, if we could let's just compare it to other franchises now. Okay, Ghostbusters. Okay, Ghostbusters makes significantly less money than Avatar did. Okay, in America. Okay, but Ghostbusters, even like geek, movie stops. Okay, you won't find anything related to Avatar. You'll find something related to Ghostbusters. You'll find something related to Marvel, DC, Mario, even fucking Fortnite. Okay, like for example, there was this place in Georgia where they have like this geek store, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like one of those small vacation towns, and they have like a geek store They have Dragon Ball stuff. They have Naruto stuff. They have anime stuff. They have lots of Mario, Nintendo stuff. But they don't have anything. They have DC, Marvel. They have even Disney stuff, but they don't have it. They didn't have a single thing related to Avatar. We compare even like Arita, you don't really see much merchandise of Arita, but Arita didn't really make that much money compared to Avatar. That's the thing, okay? And the Arita fan doesn't get this, okay? Arita doesn't have much merchandise because it didn't really make that much money. Of course, they could release plush figures and stuff like that, and action figures. But the only people who are going to be buying these figures are going to be older people who like the movie. Okay, I don't think many young people really cared about Arita that much. Okay, and Arita is not really very high on the priority list for toys. Okay, you have Transformers. As well, you see Transformers, Spider-Man. You see the same properties. You see Bugs Bunny. You see cartoon characters like the iconic ones: Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Scooby Doo. You don't see Avatar. Okay, and let's not forget the biggest franchise of all time. No, not Star Wars. Pokemon. Of course, you had Pokemon there. You had Star Wars there as well. Okay, but you had no Avatar things. Okay, and I had, of course, a toy section. Okay, I've been to the toy section a lot over the past 10 years. Okay, to look at Star Wars toys, to see what's trending. You never see Avatar there, despite making $2.7 billion at the box office. You never see Avatar at toy sections. People are like, why does that matter? Well, if Avatar had a lasting impact on people, okay, really a lasting impact on people, you would see toy stores have Avatar stuff. You would see, clothes stores have Avatar-related clothes. Okay, same thing with clothes stores. You never see anything related to Avatar as well, or geek clothes stores. No, you see stuff related to like anime, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Pokemon. I know Pokemon's a game series, but still, you have Marvel, DC. Okay, same if you go to like Kohl's, you have like a graphic character section. Oh yeah, there's nothing related to Avatar at all. Okay, you might see some now to promote the new movie, but once the promotional era is ended, I bet it'll be the same thing as the first movie. People will be calling it mediocre, and it won't really have great legs as the first movie. Okay, and same thing with the favorite movie thing. Okay, if you ask a random person their favorite movie, they'll either not give you an answer but there's one movie they'll never give you, despite being the highest grossing movie of all time, Avatar. No one will tell you, oh yeah, Avatar is a great movie or it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Because no one really likes this movie, okay? And the three people who basically are saying this movie, is gonna make $3 billion is the Arita fandom, which, again, the only reason why is because Arita had involvement from James Cameron in it, the Zack Snyder fandom for some reason, I don't get why, and Avatar's couple of fans that still exist, and, of course, the James Cameron fans who liked his work, okay? And let's not forget, movies that, have a long space between each other rarely work out, okay? With the exception of, like, the Jurassic World, which was basically a soft reboot of the Jurassic series, okay? Or several other successful reboots. Making a sequel 10 years apart from a movie is not a good idea, okay? It's not a good idea. I know they want to quote-unquote make the movie perfect, blah, 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 blah. Delaying movies is actually a good thing. But they delayed this thing like 8 times already. This is like the Cyberpunk 2077 of movies, okay? Cyberpunk was supposed to release in like 2018 or 2019, but they kept delaying it like every month. Oh yeah, let's delay. And then it came at the end of 2020 and nobody liked it, okay? Nobody liked Cyberpunk, okay? But Avatar 2 is not, or Avatar: The Way of the Water is not going to make $3 billion, okay? It might make $1 billion, probably, okay? Because James Cameron's fans will probably go see it. Those people who are, but again, the Avatar 2 has competition, okay? Go back to the box office of 2000. Go back to the box office of 2009. Avatar, this is the amount of money Avatar made. Here. It made $37 million in the first week. I think the second one will have like a similar movie, but there was no other movies releasing. There was The Princess and the Frog, The Blind Side. And then, of course, the next week you have an Alvin and the Chipmunk sequel with appeal towards the kid and Sherlock Holmes, which had Robert Downey Jr. in it. Okay, those are the competitions. This year you have a Puss in Boots sequel, which again, it's in the same camp as Avatar 2, and a Shazam sequel. Okay, a movie that was really liked by DC fans, a very underrated movie as well, and had a very solid word of mouth despite Endgame coming out. Okay. I know that it's complicated release, which was basically like that, but, Avatar had the really good rigs at the box office, basically, compared to other movies, but it's not gonna pull wherever it did in its first time, had dropping like 10%, 13%, or something like that, having, 6 or 7 weeks at the box office, number one at the box office, basically. And that's mostly because there was a weak January as well afterwards. Whereas again, there's gonna probably not be another weak January, the only big releases. Because back in the day, January and February were not really taken seriously in terms of weekends, in terms of months, basically. And they weren't really taken seriously. There weren't really big movies that ever released in February and January. And usually when it was mostly released around holidays. So, yeah, Avatar 2 is not going to make the same amount of money as the first movie. Okay, it's not gonna. Okay, and let's not forget, sequels typically do worse than the originals. Okay, they typically do worse. Unless the movie is really well received and actually leaves an actual impact on culture, like the MCU and the Sonic movie, whereas typically their sequels overperform the first movie. Well, other than those series, other than those movie series, and even DC movies sometimes, like The Dark Knight versus The Batman Begins, okay, Avatar 2 has left nothing. It is most likely going to end with around half the original movie. Okay, half the original movies worldwide. Okay, and most people think that Avatar's brand born is basically a ripoff of Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas, and it's a generic movie of space people, blue people. Okay, no one ever says, "Oh yeah, Avatar is a masterpiece." Okay, compared to movies like Jurassic Park or Jaws or other huge movies that were the highest grossing movies in the past. Okay, Terminator 2, even Titanic. Even some people think it's overrated, but a lot of women like Titanic as well. But if you see, compare it to movies like even like the current MCU, except for Captain Marvel, okay, and Phase 4, more people are gonna be talking about the MCU movies for decades to come, like Jurassic Park now, okay, and The Matrix is now, Terminator 2, Jaws, Ghostbusters, Star Wars. All of these IPs in the 90s and 80s and 70s, Rambo, Rocky, Indiana Jones, I can continue going on. Okay, all of these huge movies left lasting impacts on generations to come. Okay, people will still be talking about the original trilogy of Star Wars and how great they are. But no one's be talking about, oh yeah, the Avatar movies. They're so great. The only reason why people rewatch them is if they want to catch up with the movie, with the sequels. Okay. But other than that, no one really cares about Avatar. When I watched Avatar, I was like, this is seriously the highest grossing movie of all time. This was seriously the highest grossing. This movie was boring and this overall strange. And people like to praise the CGI of the movie, even though movies like, like Pirates of the Caribbean, the second one, with Davy Jones, had much better CGI than the generic blue people of Avatar. Okay. Avatar 2 is just a generic at best movie that basically struck gold and basically got right in a bottle, and I don't think they're going to get it twice. So that's not going to become Avatar 2 is not going to become the highest grossing movie of all time. And even then, Morbius already made $1 more billion. So more 16 billion dollars. So yeah, it can't beat Morbius, which is physically impossible. But that's just a joke. Morbius basically flopped as well. So that's basically about this video. Goodbye.